Hello, this is Billy Core from the Carolina Circle Mall Wiki. Today is January 11th of 2014, and today we're going to be looking at an item that I normally don't really discuss. It's nothing bad, don't worry. It's just something that I never had too much interest in, but I figured it would be cool to make a video of. So here we go. Anyway, what we're really going to be looking at is this. This is something that has a little bit of nostalgia to it for me. This is a Kmart clock, and my parents owned this clock for as long as I can remember. They probably got it when I was. No, actually, I don't think I was even born yet when they got this. This is probably like 25 years old, especially since it uses the older style Kmart logo that was discontinued in 1990. So, yeah, we've had this for a long time, and I remember this clock for as long as I can remember. So, it probably dates from sometime from the mid to late 80s. I sort of doubt that it was manufactured by Kmart because, well, obviously, knowing Kmart, I really don't see them manufacturing a whole lot of electronics. But it's a pretty basic digital clock. There's not a radio on it or anything. It doesn't automatically set like it does nowadays on a clock. The reason my parents got rid of this, they used this clock from sometime when they got it in the 80s all the way up until a couple of weeks ago when they got a new clock for Christmas finally after 25 years. But I took it off their hands because I like preserving little pieces of the past like this, because I am very serious about this stuff. In fact, about 5 or probably more like 6 or 7 years ago, we had this EchoStar satellite receiver that we got back in 1992 that quit working. In fact, we never use the satellite on it anymore. We just use it for the clock, but it just up and quit completely. And my parents were wanting to chuck it, but because I'm so serious about preserving nostalgia, that I salvaged it and I wrapped it up, and it's sitting out in our storage shed. Just doing nothing because I'm crazy. But anyway, I could probably look up the ID tag on this online to see who manufactured this for Kmart. But here are all the buttons and switches. Has 2 alarms you can set on here. And it has a brightness control here. And here's the snooze, and it has a calendar on here. It says it's December 1st. I guess that's what it is. And I could probably set that, but I just don't know how right now. And it also has a battery backup on it, which the cover for it has been missing for years. And there's the battery that's connected to it. It just takes a standard 9-volt battery, but it doesn't work right now. It's actually been dead, and I just haven't felt like unplugging it and putting a new one in. And I see something here that says made in Hong Kong, so that's might be a clue to where it was, where or who manufactured it. We'll flip it around here. That wasn't very smart, was it? Okay, it's KMC, I believe. I want to say that means Kmart Corporation. It's a model number KMC 803 electronic LED alarm clock. And there's the operating instructions. Oh, there's to set the calendar, which I might look into setting in a few minutes. But yeah, it's a pretty cool piece of history. A very retro looking design. Okay, let's see if I can get this set up here. And there's a PM light here and a battery low light, which is lit because the battery is dead. The backup battery, that is. Pretty much what it does is if you lose power, the clock will not still run, obviously, but the battery will keep the time in it, so when the power comes back, you don't have to reset it. Think of it as kind of like a CMOS battery in a computer for the BIOS. But yeah, it's a pretty cool little clock. One more thing about this clock, I had a nightmare about this clock when I was 4 years old, but it was for the strangest reason it was a nightmare. I remember walking past my parents' bedroom window and the power going out and the power coming back on. And I would see this clock and I saw this clock flashing very, very, very strange characters, and there was this very, very ominous sound, like a heartbeat, or the sound that you make when you clench your eyes together, like that kind of like that. But yeah, it's amazing how something so silly like that could creep someone else. But then again, I was only 4 years old. So yeah, and it's after all these years, after much faithful use, it still works just fine. So for now, this is Billy Core signing off.